Welcome to the DNA Advantage podcast, where you can learn facts about your DNA that can help you live a healthier, longer life, doing all the activities you dream of doing. If you want to gain more control over your health and the factors that influence it, you're in the right place. Hi, this is Lisa Witherow. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, we'll be looking at the differences between DNA testing and other lab work you may have or be considering. This info can help you decide what testing is best for you, considering your health goals. And if you already have loads of test results, this may offer you a view of how all this data can be used to support you. When people first hear me talk about DNA testing, they often ask questions like, "Isn't that just to determine who your parents are?" Or they'll ask me if I investigate crimes. I love these conversations because there's so much more that DNA can tell us, and everyone should know about it. Even though DNA can't be changed, our nutrition, environment, and lifestyle can turn on or off gene expression, so our choices can make a huge difference. Many people believe they've had all the testing possible and still haven't identified what's causing their symptoms. It can be so frustrating, but each test gives clues. The value of basic lab work is to see your current status. So as an example, if I go into an auto shop and they check to see the status of things, they'll likely check the fluid levels first. If they find the oil is low, they may just add more oil and recommend that I watch the gauge to make sure it doesn't get low again. Just like mechanics know what each fluid does for our vehicle, we know what vitamins, minerals, and hormones do for the body and what is expected in a normal functioning system. We also have tests for toxins, digestion, food sensitivities, and pathogens that give further details about the status, and that gives more clues about what may be contributing to symptoms. These tests tell us the current state of the body. The big difference between all these status checking tests and a DNA test is that DNA tells you what your capability is based on the blueprint or foundation of your body. Unlike the status tests, your DNA test results won't change. It tells you what your strengths and weaknesses are, what you are more or less susceptible to, which nutrients you are unable to process efficiently, and what enzymes your body does not produce at optimal levels. A DNA test is far from diagnostic. It's more like looking at the functional mechanics of your system. From my perspective, none of the status checking labs are diagnostic either. They're just giving snippets of information that help us recognize how our current lifestyle, environment, and nutrition are serving us. Going back to the example of my visit to the auto shop, if they told me my oil was low and I know I had just added 2 quarts the week before, I would definitely want them to look at the car more closely to see why it was burning oil or leaking it. Determining that would help me fix the cause of the problem rather than spend lots more on oil refills and bigger repairs down the road because the lack of oil damaged the engine. So if you have lab work that demonstrates deficiencies or imbalances, it can be very informative to do a DNA test to better understand why that has occurred and what it will take to correct the problem. As an example, a nutrient test may show high levels of folic acid and high B12 despite symptoms of fatigue. Based on those results, it may be recommended that supplementation be reduced, but that won't improve your energy levels. Doing a DNA test can provide clearer understanding of why levels are high because the DNA test can show how the body is malfunctioning. In all likelihood, there's a conversion or absorption issue causing an increase in blood levels, but not within the cells. This can be compensated for once you know about it. This means different things depending on the DNA results and can include changing the form or source of certain nutrients, taking other complementary supplements, or excluding certain ingredients or supplementation. Having DNA results and recent lab work offers a broad view. You can identify weaknesses based on the DNA results and then reference the lab results to give you clues to determine if the genes are expressing or not. When there is a correlation between symptoms and lab results and DNA information, this knowledge can be used to make dietary, lifestyle, and environmental changes to support your health goals. I hope this information will help you leverage the testing data you already have and determine if more testing is needed. If you have any questions, please comment or share your comments and questions on my Facebook page, The DNA Advantage. The next podcast will be answering a question I received about which DNA test to consider. Make sure to subscribe and tune in, and we'll talk soon.